Hello, and welcome to Spiritual Formation 1, the history, theology, and practice of spiritual formation. A quick introduction. My name is Tracy Hansen, and a little bit about myself. I am passionate about Jesus, my family. My husband and I have been married for 42 years. I have 3 adult married children, and 3 plus 1 on the way grandchildren. I am passionate about nature, especially the mountains of Montana, which is where I live, and prayer. And I am so blessed and excited to teach this course, particularly because I feel like I'm in my sweet spot. And by that, I mean, I feel like I'm at the intersection of teaching and spiritual formation. And that's really my sweet spot. As a K through 12 credentialed teacher, I've taught everything from elementary school to middle school to university students. I have my BA and my Master's of Education through Pepperdine University, which is where my husband and I lived on the campus there in Malibu, California for 36 years. I've served as a teaching pastor of a Saturday evening house church on that campus. I've served as the Montana State Prayer Coordinator for Glow International, where I spoke about prayer throughout the state. And I've also and currently serve as a spiritual retreat director here in Montana. I also have my doctorate of ministry degree from the King's University. So I have traveled this road you're on, and I can tell you that it is challenging, but it is so rewarding. So hang in there. You're almost there. Spiritual Formation 1 is the first of your 4 doctoral concentration courses. And I think you're going to find that you will find your concentration courses to be really meaningful, insightful, and stimulating. And during these courses, you will refine your dissertation focus by recognizing on areas that really pique your interest and curiosity. And my advice is to maintain an openness as you consider where the Spirit might be directing your dissertation focus. So don't decide just yet, stay open, especially during these next 4 courses. So just a quick review of the coursework, and you can find all of it in the syllabi and all of it on Brightspace. But you're going to be reading these 3 texts and writing an analytical book review. The first is A Basic Guide to Eastern Orthodox Theology by Eve Tibbs. This is a really accessible book. I think you'll find it really interesting, easy to read, and her discussion questions at the end of each chapter is excellent. The next one you're going to be reading is The New Short History of the Catholic Church. This comes in a blue cover if it's been published in the UK, or a red cover if it's been published in America. It's the same thing, so don't worry about it. This book is pretty dense, and so it's a little bit more complex to read, but it's rich with information. But just a reminder, don't read every word. I think chapters 1 through 3 are going to be pretty solid. The rest you can kind of skim. You might want to look at, in student resources, I put an article on how to read at the graduate level, and it just kind of reminds you don't have to read every word. If you read every word, you'd be just swamped. So you've got to learn how to read smart and how to read effectively. Okay, the last book, or the third book, is the one on the Protestant stream, and this is called Spiritual Formation, a Wesleyan Paradigm. This is a compilation of essays written by scholars, so it's really easy to read, very interesting, and probably the most practical of the 3. I think you'll find some really practical stuff in there. And then you'll also be reading this book, selections from this book that you choose. You'll choose 15 selections and do 15 journal entries for Richard Foster's Renovare resource. This is a great book to have on hand in your library too. So other assignments besides the 3 book reviews, you'll have the weekly reflective journal entry, and then at the very end of the 15 weeks, you'll compile those. They'll be typed, and you'll submit them. They're about 200, 250 words. You'll have a church immersion experience. I think you'll like this. This is an interesting exercise where you'll go to three different churches, one Roman Catholic, one Greek Orthodox, and one a Protestant tradition that is unlike anything that you go to presently. So maybe a Baptist or a Methodist or Presbyterian or that kind of thing. And so I think you'll really enjoy that. And then you'll write a paper on reflecting on how these practices contribute, or how these faith streams contribute to spiritual formation within their faith traditions. And so you'll really want to go in person, not online, because in person you'll really be able to kind of see and feel and smell. Even at the Greek Orthodox, they use a lot of incense. The lighting, you'll be able to talk about that. So the use of icons in the Greek Orthodox and also in the Roman Catholic, there's just a lot there that you need to experience in person. And then you'll write a short reflection essay on that. And then you'll have your final paper, which is a paper on all three of the faith traditions, talking about the history, theology, and practices contributing to that. Probably your biggest project is going to be during residency week. And during the week of residency, we'll be together 3 days. And then the fourth day, you have your foundations for working on your dissertation project. But during residency week, you're each going to be teaching a 60-minute lesson on one particular faith tradition. And so you'll let me know by January 26th, you'll email me which faith tradition you want to do. So it will be Greek Orthodox, or it could be the Catholic, or some of the Presbyterian. It could be Anglican. If you attend a Messianic Jewish tradition, that would be a wonderful one to do it on. And you're going to do a 1-hour teaching on that, really talking about what their worship is like, what kinds of things they use for to bolster spiritual formation, what kind of practices they're engaged in, liturgy, and all that kind of stuff, music. So make it fun and interesting. And then you'll also be teaching during residency week a 15-minute spiritual exercise, something that might go along with your faith tradition that they would engage in. So it could be a Lectio Divina, it could be just anything of your choice, some kind of soul care that you develop, and then you guide us through that during our time together. So I think it will be rich. I think it will be helpful. But that's probably your biggest energy that you're going to be putting into that. And then finally, you have ongoing spiritual direction. And that's something that you need to get your certificate as a spiritual director. So you'll be doing that 4 times in this course, 4 times in the next 4 courses. So at the end of these concentration courses, you will have enough hours to qualify for your spiritual director certificate. So that's something that's also in the student resources. There's also a list of spiritual directors in case you don't have one. You'll need to go ahead and get one and begin that. That's 1 hour once a month for 4 times during this course. And you'll just let me know who it is and when you're meeting, but that's all you have to do. You don't have to write about it. One quick note on your papers and presentations. At this level, I feel like they should be well written and grammatically correct. And so feel free to use whatever technology you need to use for editing and spelling. You can use AI to help with creativity and outlines and ideas, but don't use it to write your paper or project. In other words, use technology responsibly and wisely. And if it helps you save time, great. If it doesn't, then don't use it. Use a friend to edit your papers. Use your spouse to edit your papers. But just make sure that all I have to do is read for content, and I'm not going to be reading for grammar and that kind of thing. And if it's disruptive to my reading of content, then that will reflect in your grade. And finally, I want to let you know that I am available to you. So if you need prayer or you want to discuss anything, just email me or text me, and we can set up a Zoom, and I'd be happy to meet with you. I recommend that you calendar everything you do. And if you find a lighter week, then by all means work ahead. I'll try and have everything open so that you can look ahead, you can read ahead, you can do papers ahead. I think the turn-in dates are only like a week ahead, but you can certainly get them written up before then or read before then. I know that we all lead busy lives, and between family and work and school, it can feel overwhelming at times. So if you ever need an extension on an assignment, just email me and let me know, and we can work through that. Okay, I think that's everything. It's an honor and a privilege to walk this journey with you. I want you to know I'm praying for each of you. I've already got my class list, and so I started praying for you. And I'm just excited for our time to be together. So, grace and peace, and God bless you. Bye.